Hey everybody, and welcome to Assassin's Creed. As you guys just saw, I am in the remastered edition, so this should be a little bit fun. The only difference between the remaster and the regular thing is that all of this is pretty much updated, kind of like the Ezio edition. And as you can see, Liberation is on this. And not only that, and I already caught us up to the point where we are. See, we have the Assassin's Creed 3. There's the Assassin. I'm not going to ruin anything for you. There is the Liberation, which is after 3. Okay. The extra content. So, we have the... we have videos here. So that's kind of cool. Then we have 2 more here. Then we have all of the concept art. See Charles Lee, Haythem Kenway. See, there's Connor Kenway, the assassin, George Washington. Yeah, see, we have a lot of... Yeah, see, winter encampment, like... This stuff is actually very, this is actually, this is a functional hidden blade, apparently. This is what they think the hidden blade would have actually done. The hidden blade pops out, and then you can turn it into a knife, and then you can just drop it back. And then you have the tomahawk, which, as you can see for the blade, is the assassin's logo. Yeah, this is just extra little stuff. It's actually, and there's the Apple of Eden staff. And that will come later. Okay, I'm gonna get out of that, but yeah, there are these are the 2 main games, but this is the game we're working on. I want you guys to quickly see that before anything, just so you guys do know I am in the remaster. I got the remaster, and I'm already caught back up to where we were. So, from here on out, we are in the remaster, not the original on the 360. I have the 360 version. Yeah, thank you. Yes, remastered. Just bring it up. And so far, I can't really tell a difference between the graphics. I think I might have just wasted some time, but I do have the DLCs and single. Yep, right here. We're only 4% in. Alright, so if you remember from the last episode, we went to an encampment, or a camp, and got back that chest for one of our friends. Come on, load me in. Come on, load me in. Thank you. Okay. It says there's a... It says there's something floating above me? Below me? Oh. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to grab that thing. Fuck it, I'll get them later. Oh, that was the almanac page. Okay, well I can go back and get that later. Okay, let's go inside quick and continue our adventure in Boston. And yes, I am a little weird, but... Oh, I can even kill people in here. Yay. Alright, so... I can talk to this guy, who is the person... I can talk to him. Ah, William. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Nice. Hmm. Nice. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Cool. Nice. Can I talk to this guy? Yay. Hmm. Alright. Yeah. Alright. Hmm. Hmm. Okay.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Alright. Cool.
Charles?
Hmm.
Sir?
Thank you. Hmm.
Seems like we're not the only ones looking for Mr. Church.
Thank you,
He
pal.
could be anywhere.
Now let's do this.
What do we do?
Next on the list.
We find him.
Who are we going after next? Hmm. Nice.
Come.
Hmm. Okay. I like him. I really do like him. Alright. Hmm. Nice. Hmm. Cool. A finder and a fixer? Hmm. Alright, let's get out there. Okay, let's get outside. I wonder if I can still pickpocket. Oh yeah, and I can talk to people up there. So, yeah, I've actually played a few games, and I can honestly God say I can't play a single one because I keep losing my ass. So, oh wow, where'd they take me? Shit. Alright. Church residence. Cool. Okay. The house was built in 1707 by a prominent local merchant named Robert Clough. Benjamin Church bought it from his heirs to use as a Boston residence. Church's practice is in Newbury Street, a short, fairly short walk, so the house was an ideal location. It's also in a nice part of town. Even the colonial Boston two-story houses with fencing gardens didn't come cheap, and they didn't even get cable. Actually, given the location, it seems that Church's practice was doing very well indeed. That or he had another source of revenue. Okay. Ooh, other. Royal Theatre, Markets, Naval, Atlantic Ocean. Let's see what it says about the Atlantic Ocean. Of course, crossing the Atlantic today is as easy as a plane ride, but it was much more difficult in the colonial times, even though I imagine the tiny food and cramped quarters and unlikelihood of sitting next to a fat man for many hours are plenty much the same. For European travelers, it was at best a 6-week voyage, but depending on delays, it could last months. Dangers include storms and their opposite being calmed, seasickness, food running short, and dying of boredom because you had nothing to do all day. For Africans captured into slavery, the Atlantic voyage was much worse. Across the Middle Passage, usually to the Caribbean, the journey was just as long, but slaves were kept below decks and rarely allowed in the fresh air, with the men usually in shackles. They were given only 1 meal a day unless provisions ran low. Disease was rampant and mortality rates were high. I will never complain about being inappropriately touched by airport security again, though to be fair, we were now firm friends, and Juan was very gentle. I want to know if that was Rebecca or if that was Sean saying that. Because Sean is the information guy, but Rebecca could easily thrust him again. Oh. Uh-oh. It's locked. Probably not even home. Oh, shit. Shit. Hey, Charles. You gotta learn a little more tact. Alright. First we look. Okay. Cool. So first we take the face. A girl man's face. Eavesdrop on Ben Church's neighbors while hidden. Oh, Benjamin Church. Here we go. Benjamin Church, born in 1734. Benjamin Church was a talented physician and essentially the first Surgeon General of the United States Army. Church was born in Rhode Island and graduated from Harvard University in 1754, so you're meeting him here just out of college. He'll be appointed head of the medical wing of the Continental Army in 1775, but for God's sake, don't tell him But for God's sake, don't tell him. It'll go straight to his head. Church goes on to become a vocal patriot, which makes him sound like a member of a weird barbershop quartet. But he was a member of the Sons of Liberty and his local committee of correspondence. He'll even speak on the 3rd anniversary of the Boston Massacre. He's also got a house in a very nice part of town. Being a doctor must pay well. Thanks. We already did him. Benjamin Franklin, born 1706. Benjamin Franklin was a renowned inventor, diplomat, and one of the signers of the Declaration of Independence. Translation, he was a rock star of the age. Benjamin Franklin was born in Boston in 1706. The 10th son of a soap maker. 10 sons! I guess his parents couldn't afford a television, and also there was no television. He began working for his brother in 1718 as an apprentice printer. However, the relationship was rocky, particularly after the elder Franklin found as young Benjamin had been writing to the paper under pseudonym. Silence do good. That's actually true, and actually, if you watch sorry, a little side note. If you watch the National Treasure, it actually talks about the silence do good and what he actually did. All he did was write into his brother, and apparently that was a big thing for trying to find the treasure in the movie. But back to what I was saying, and writing an extremely popular column at that. Human nature being what it is, the fact that the column was popular was probably the bigger problem. Benjamin ran away in 1723 and headed for Philadelphia, where he continued his career by printing and writing, eventually buying the Pennsylvania Gazette, a business, not just a copy. That would have been one of his lesser achievements. He stayed in Philadelphia for most of his life. That is, when he wasn't making extended trips to Europe. Franklin was talented for persuasion, and that made him an ideal diplomat. In 1757, he went to London to represent Pennsylvania in the ongoing legal battle with the Penn family. It was the first of several extended political trips to Britain, and he would act as the state representative for Massachusetts, Georgia, and New Jersey as well. In fact, Franklin was in Europe for most of the Revolution, though he was in the colonies to help with the writing of the Declaration of Independence. Hey. Okay. Yep. Franklin was a vocal opponent of Britain's impositions on the colonies, like the Stamp Act, and although he first fought for the rights of the colonists as Britain citizens, he eventually became convinced, as many of the founding fathers, that independence was the only real solution. Unfortunately, Franklin's change of heart made him clash with his sons, William, who served as the royal governor of New Jersey. William remained an active loyalist. The father and son never spoke again. When he wasn't founding a new nation and destroying his family in the process, Franklin was a scientist, inventing things like bifocals and more effective wooden stoves that when he wasn't mapping the Gulf Stream and discovering how electricity worked. What have you done today? Mind yourself a microwave meal and sat around in your underwear. Oh, well done, you. Sad thing, reading that, I am currently, right now, because I'm getting ready for bed after I record this, I am in my underwear right now, so fuck you. This thing just called me out. Fuck you. He was also quite a lady killer. Jesus. The guy carrying on several friendships with women while he was in Europe. The records don't say what exactly they saw in him, certainly not his looks. Maybe women like a man who's intelligent. If that was true, I wouldn't be here. I'd be in Portugal surrounded by them, and you'd be looking at a blank screen. Okay, so there's Ben. William Johnson. Okay, William Johnson was a land inspector. Britain's political treaty negotiator with the indigenous people in the northern part of the colonies, particularly the Aquarius. Johnson was born in Ireland, but moved to the colonies in 1738 to look after his uncle's property on the Mohawk River. However, it wasn't long before Johnson branched out to business for himself, acquiring property on the opposite side of the river and setting up a sawmill and trading post, which he named Mount Johnson, which to me always sounded like mating instructions for a caveman. In 1743, he moved to an even larger parcel of land, which he named Fort Johnson. He may have been an excellent businessman, but it's possible he lacked an imagination. Johnson befriended the indigenous people of the area, particularly the Kandahaska, whose language he learned. His respect for their customs helped him rise to prominence as a liaison between the Iroquois people and the British government. Johnson was named superintendent of Indian affairs in 1758 as a contact who knows the land and its people. He was probably the best you'll find. So he's the guy to go to about not wanting to find anything. Okay, Lewis Mills. Okay, that's the guy who tried to kill us. Ezio Auditore de Firenze was a master assassin during the Italian Renaissance, as well as being the inheritor of a mysterious ability of eagle sight and one of your ancestors. Ezio was something of a playboy in his teenage years, but his life changed in 1476 when his father and brothers were arrested and executed for treason. Ezio tried to save them, but the evidence clearing their names mysteriously disappeared in the hands of a family friend. Instead, they were hanged as Ezio looked on. Ezio fled with his mother and sister to Monterigoni, where he sought refuge with his uncle Mario Auditore. While Ezio had originally intended to continue on and sell in Spain, Mario had other ideas. He was the leader of the Italian Assassin Brotherhood and spent the next several years training Ezio and convincing him to help fight the Templars responsible for the death of his father and brothers. Ezio spent the next decade assassinating his way through the Templar ranks, eventually cornering the Templar Grand Master Rodrigo Borgia in Venice in 1487. Borgia got away, but Ezio was able to recover the Apple of Eden and was formally inducted into the Assassin's Order. After several setbacks over the next few years, Ezio traveled to Rome in 1499 to confront Rodrigo, who by then became the Pope Alexander VI. After defeating Rodrigo, but sparing his life, Ezio opened a hidden vault under the Sistine Chapel, where he discovered a message left by the first civilization, warning of a catastrophe that would threaten to wipe out humanity. Yes, that would be the one we're facing right now. Over the next 20 years or so, Ezio worked at strengthening the Italian Assassin's Brotherhood and fighting the Templars, which is sort of what we do. One of the greatest accomplishments would be discovering the hidden library belonging to Altair, hidden under the former assassin stronghold in Masyaf, and containing another message from the first civilization. He retired from the Brotherhood shortly thereafter, which is what we called ending on a high note. He was terrific at jumping too. Ezio died in Florence in 1524. If you remember, he actually died from a heart attack. Altair in Lahad. Altair was born to the Assassin's Brotherhood in the stronghold of Masyaf. His early life wasn't a happy one. His mother died during childbirth. Then when he was a young boy, his father was killed during one of the siege on Masyaf. Only shortly thereafter, the assassin he died to save committed suicide in front of his 11-year-old Altair. With his parents gone, Altair looked to Al-Mualim, the then mentor of the order, as a father figure. Al-Mualim recognized Altair's potential and took on his training personally. Altair reached the rank of Master Assassin by the age of 25, an unheard of achievement or accomplishment. If there was an assassin book of records, there'd probably be a picture of this fella on the front. Altair was one of the best fighters in assassin history, with an arrogance to match. After a disastrous mission in 1191, in which he broke the creed and very nearly let the Apple of Eden fall into Templar hands, Altair was sent back to the novice rank and forced to begin again. As part of his rehabilitation, he was responsible for taking out the major players of the Templar Order at the time, including the Grand Master Robert de Sable. Tragically, in the end, he was also forced to kill Al-Muam, who turned out to be both a Templar and corrupted by the influence of the apple. After his mentor's death, Altair took control of the Order, turning it into the secret and world-spanning organization it is today. One of the things that made Altair such a deadly assassin was something that we now call eagle vision, a kind of sixth sense inherited from the first civilization. It allowed him to read his enemies and surroundings in a way that goes beyond the human eye can see. Of course, you'll know more about it than me. I can't believe I just typed that, because it's in your blood and it's part of why you're here. Well, let's be honest, you knew you weren't here because of my enduring affection or my warm and passionate cuddles. Yeah. Alright. Then we got these two jackass. The drunk, Hickey. Thomas Hickey was an Irish-born member of the British Army. He arrived in Boston in 1752, but it wasn't long before he was assigned to William Johnson's personal guard. Apparently, at Johnson's request, possibly because their families were connected in Ireland, or maybe he found the name Hickey funny. The record wasn't clear. Hickey served under Johnson during the French and Indian War, but then left the army after being written up several times for disorderly conduct. In 1760, Hickey disappears from the historical records for several years. I do, however, have several mentions in William Johnson's household accounts of payments made to a T.H., as possibly Hickey was working for him as a spy. If so, he should really have developed some tougher codes to crack. So, he was just a soldier that became a bodyguard, pretty much. Alright, and I know right now I'm just giving you guys pretty much information, but knowing your enemy is something. Okay, Richard Birch. Reginald Birch was a London merchant, the son of another London merchant, who, conveniently enough, also had the last name Birch. It seems it was one of those hard-to-put-your-finger-on things that ran the family. Birch started a business for himself at an early age. By the time he was in his mid-20s, he already owned several merchant ships, mainly dealing with the tea trade in the United States colonies, the American colonies, whatever. That's pretty good going, seeing as by the time most people are in their mid-20s, they don't even own a shirt. I have him as part owner of the Providence, among others. Later in life, Birch also owned several businesses in and around London. He was a member of White's, which is a posh gentleman's club in London, and generally a well-known and respected man about town. So he was pretty much a playboy, because gentlemen's club back then were gentlemen's clubs, where they joked and pretty much fondled women. From what I can tell, Birch met Haythem Kenway while working for his father, Edward. They were introduced at White's while Haythem was still quite young. Birch would eventually take over Haythem's education, tutoring him while on tour in Europe in the 1730s. From what we've seen in the Animus, it seems their friendship continued into adulthood, and working together as members of the Assassins. Alright, and that's everybody. Groups. The British Regulars. Oh, the Redcoats. British Regulars were the foot soldiers of the British Army. You'll also hear them referred to derisively as Redcoats, because of the redcoats they were wearing as part of their uniform. I bet you didn't see that coming. Or lobsterback, because of their huge, deadly pincers. Or still because of the redcoat thing. I can't remember which. Regulars in the colony were notoriously underpaid, and many looked for work outside of the army duties to meet ends meet. Of course, their room and board were paid by the government, meaning they could charge lower than average rates for their work. Since unemployment was high in Boston before the revolution, you can imagine this made the redcoats rather unpopular among the people that were taking work from them. That and their huge deadly pincers. Yeah. Okay, so those are the redcoats. We have recent entries, locations, other, yeah, okay, events, other, the Beggar's Opera, okay, that's where we killed those guys, items, ships, the Providence, okay, the Providence, the ship we came in on, it was a transport ship. Okay, eavesdrop on these guys without being seen. Oh, they literally let pigs walk down the street? That's awesome.
Should we write his family, do you think?
Not our business to meddle, even if we've the best of intentions.
But if you could have seen it,
Alright.
they were surely drunk carrying on like that, and
Okay.
during the day, no less.
Okay, yeah, that means the target is suspicious. Want to fill them in? Yeah, I was going over there. Come on, let me move. Thank you. Alright. Alright. Oh. Okay. Okay. Okay, climb the church and oh, cool, we're gonna get our first synchronization. Which to me is gonna be a good thing because that means I'll be able to figure out where the fuck I am half more of the time. Okay, let's go around. Yeah, I don't see... Hey, yo. Hey. Quit pushing me around. I'll kill all of you and it won't even matter. Ooh, someone had a kitty. Yeah, actually, fun thing. Before all this was built up, the United States was actually... Yeah, actually, the United States was actually home to one of the biggest massacre, even before World War II with the Holocaust. We actually inadvertently killed off most of the Native Americans just by trying to establish a contact with them because they were not, as we were, used to certain bacteria that they were never exposed to, such as smallpox. Alright, now, oh, B. Okay. Alrighty. Now, I at least have this part synchronized. Okay. Eavesdrop on a moving group of guards. 100% of success at eavesdropping performed. And boom. Okay, eavesdrop for more conversation with church. Okay. Okay. Spit. On a moving group of guards. Yeah, I gotta find them where they're moving. Okay, over here is the wire. And this one might be a little bit long because of all that information I wanted to give you guys. Okay, where is this next? Oh, another synchronization point too. Come on, let's go. Okay, and there's another waypoint over there. Or viewpoint, at least. Okay. Before I even get in there. Alright. Okay. Okay. Alright, I'm actually gonna go up top here quick and get this synchronization point. Come on. Yep, I know you want to. Come on, let's keep going. Yep. Yep, come on. We can keep going. Alright, just got another synchronization point. Okay. I want to hurry up and get this shit done. And boom. Alright. No. Okay. Okay. Remain undetected. Yeah. Okay, so we are now going to be going to the hilltop. Alrighty. Reflex shot. I wonder what that is. Okay, you know what? Actually, I am going to end the video here. I am mainly just going to call this, like, just the information and, like, into the new episode. Like I said, I'm sorry this one came a little late from the announcement I gave you guys last week. Just because, well, I had to wait for the game to finally download. I actually downloaded on Monday. I'm recording this on Wednesday. So, thank you for watching. If you liked it, leave a like down below. Subscribe today, and remember, have fun playing in the dark. I will see you guys in the next one. Come on, where is that? There we go. I'll see you guys in the next one. Night.
AudioMicro.com